a pair of Canada shorts. I did that once. They were a little too small for me, and I ended a marathon. This is Jessica from DF. All right, Jessica, way to go. She's going to Boston again. She's got a Boston jacket on, so she must have done it already. And who do we got coming through right now? This is Mary Pope. What an amazing time, Mary. You're going to Boston. All right, and Benjamin, he's also going. Jeff, he's going to Gavin, and Neil, and Simon, and Mary. You guys are all going to Boston. Way to go. Woo! Who's this? This is Joe Regan's from Richmond Hill, and Jim Turtle from Barrie coming through. Who? All right, Tom Bergeron from, all right, he's going to Boston, everybody. He is so excited, and he should be. What an amazing moment. Emily, you're going to Boston. She's from New York. And from Mississauga, we've got Andrew, Stacy coming through. And, oh man, Rich and from Nepean, we've got Tamara. Tamara, you're going to Boston. Way to go, girl. Woo! Sean, Ryan, and Theo. Robert, great time. Robert is going to Boston next year. Way to go, man. And who do we got coming through? This is Jing Yu Lin from Markham. All right, he's going to Boston if he wants. Who's this? Daniel Chong and Mark coming through from London. That was Daniel was from Ancaster. From Hamilton, we got Brian Bell coming through. Way to go, Brian. Great time, man. 3:30. Awesome time. This is Helen from Mississauga, and from Newmarket we've got Paul coming through right now. Way to go. And this is Neil McCallum from Ottawa coming through. Good for you, Neil. And we got another female going to Boston, it looks like. This is Jenny Ha from Toronto. Way to go! Good for you, girl. All right, this is Mark from Ottawa. Way to go. Ryan Ford from, where are you from, Brian? And Lynn coming through from Aurora. Way to go, Lynn. Good for you, girl. Kevin Dewey, you going to Boston this year? All right. Almost. All right, Marie from Barrie, and Warren from, from Warren, that's Cosman. Stacy from Guelph, and from Barrie we have Erin coming through. Way to go, Erin. She's going to Boston! Boston is in April. Yeah, Boston is on holiday. It's a very patriotic holiday in the U.S. St. Patrick's, no, Patriots Day, that's it. Not just St. Patrick's Day. That's another Boston, very important day in Boston. All right, here we go. We got Simon coming in from Oakville. Simon, you going to Boston? Yeah! All right. This is Alana Wood from Hamilton coming through, guys. Give it up for Alana. All right, Dean is going. Dean McBride is from Ajax. He's going to Boston. And Rebecca's going to Boston. And so is Amy and Patrick and Haley. Magda, Carolyn, Kate, William, Malcolm, Richard from Toronto, Leslie Rogers from Toronto, and another Connor from Toronto, Kovia from Toronto, she's going to Boston, Donald from Boucherville, way to go, Donald. And who's this? This is Jamie from Barrie. Way to go. Good job, Jamie. And who's this? Sherry from Ottawa. You going to Boston? Yeah! Woo! And this is Abby from Toronto. Good for you. All right, Scott Lamont from Scott, you going to Boston next year? Are you? Yeah, he's this time of the year, Robert from Callender. You going to Boston? Yeah. Some people will answer, some people may not. And you can understand, they just ran 42K. All right, who's this? This is Peter from St. Thomas. Peter, you going to Boston next year? Yeah, man. this is a huge, huge accomplishment. You know, qualifying for Boston is a very, very tough thing to do. You can't just go out and run a marathon and qualify for Boston. These guys that are running the marathon and finishing right now, like Matt Lewis coming through right now from Hamilton, and like Roy coming through, and like Gord coming through, and like Mark Shields from Ancaster coming through. These guys train really, really hard to come through at this time that they're coming through right now. And it's just amazing. I know what they're doing, Here comes another Boston runner. You're going to qualify, girl. Way to go. This is Khalid from Richmond Hill. You did it. Good for you. Excellent job. Excellent job. This is who we got coming in from Guelph. We've got Rob and Karen coming in from Guelph. Okay, guys. There you go. All right, who's this? Bruce Yang. All right, and Stacy from Guelph, and from Toronto we have who do we have? Michael and Paul, and Naomi from Shelby Township. From St. Vallier, we have Claude. Chris from Chris Richmond from Guelph coming through too. Way to go, guys. All right, guys. You've heard of Martin Short, Dave Thomas, and Eugene Levy. Those are the guys I was talking about earlier. So we've got Carrie Walker. Carrie Walker's going to Boston. Good for you, girl. And who's that? Was Cheryl that just went by, and Mateus and Sandra from St. Catharines. Good for you. This is Gary from Bradford, finishing the marathon, going to Boston. That's Julio and Quinto from Woodbridge. Let's see, Jake from Oakville coming through now. Way to go, man. Depending on your age. No, it's Gordon and Emily coming through right now. Emily's going to Boston. DJ from London coming through. He's going to Boston if he wants. That's for him. And who do we got coming through now? David Gale from London. David, are you going to Boston next year? Yeah, you are. Way to go, buddy. Jamie from Dundas coming through. Way to go. I ran a marathon later this year. I'm not going to Boston though. Hey, here comes the team running freer. This is Matt Sharp from Newmarket coming through. Way to go, Matt. And we've got, who else coming through? We got Jamie and Mike from Dundas and from Charlottetown. Way to go. This is Dave Collins from Burlington, and from Brakes Grove we've got Ken Walker coming through. And he's definitely going to Boston. Who else do we have? Patrick from Nepean. Way to go. Gabriel from St. Catharines. And Martha coming through. Way to go, Martha Miller from Toronto. And who's this? Raphael from Toronto. And from Simcoe we have Gerald. Way to go, bud. And Michael Wolf from Royal Oak. Way to go. And who's this? Sarah. She's going to Boston. And Lee, Bruce, and Doug. Great times from Kitchener. We got Paul coming through. Paul's going to Boston. Way to go. Who's this coming through? Sherry from Rockwood. Way to go, Sherry. Hey, you're going to Boston? You're going to Boston next year if you want. Way to go. This is Ryan from Toronto and Suzanne from Toronto. From Kitchener we have Karen. Karen's going to Boston if she wants. Way to go. And this is Mei Ling from Oakville coming through. She's going to Boston. Way to go, Mei Ling. All right, look at this strong finish for a marathoner going to Boston, folks. Put your hands together. This is Cynthia Hill from Etobicoke. Way to go. And Hannah Megan from Oakville just came through. Nancy is going to Boston. Way to go, Nancy. And who do we have? Igor from Hamilton. Bob and Chris from Hannon coming through. Way to go. Got another. This is Frank Norman from Grimsby. He's going to Boston. Kevin from London. He's going to Boston. All right. And this is Gary Ross. He's going to Boston. This is great. Dave White from Orangeville. Dave, way to go. And who do we have? Greg Dunnett. Another amazing time from Dundas. 3:38. All right, you're under 3:40. You qualify to go to Boston. Way to go, Sheila from Ottawa. Good for you, girl. All right, another Boston qualifier. That's Erica and Michael and Armin and Jillian got qualified for Boston. Good for you, girl. And Justin from Toronto. Deanna, way to go. And who's this? This is Wade from Calgary. Way to go, Wade. He just qualified for Boston. Way to go. And this is Mike. Mike from Sarnia. From Brampton, we have Michael coming through. Way to go, buddy. Good times, guys. Really good times. Simon Brown from Richmond Hill. And Steve also from Richmond Hill. Way to go, guys. Good for you. And we got, who's this? Two Boston qualifiers right here. Karen and Jeff from Toronto and St. John's. They're both going to Boston. All right, and who's this? Bill from Oakville. And from Orangeville, we have Jared, another team running triathlete. Jared Jensen. All right, and who's this? This is Brian from Oakville. Great time. Excellent, good job. And who's this? From Toronto, we have that Sherham and Laura from Toronto. Good for you. From Orange Sound, we have Wilma. She is going to Boston. There's another couple of Bostoners. Who are they? That's Lindsay and Ed from Pickering. Just crossed the finish line. Way to go, Ed. We've got Steve. Steve is from London. And Steve, are you going to be running Boston next year? Yeah, you're in. Way to go, buddy. All right, who do we got coming in? Gary and Danielle from Toronto. Way to go, Danielle. Danielle Lawrence works at a great place in Toronto called Toronto Rehab. All right, $7.99 is Mike Piquet. All right, and from Quebec, we've got Jean-Yves coming through. And Florentino from Mississauga coming through. And Pierre from Hamilton. Way to go, Pierre. Good job, buddy. All right, good, strong finish for Julie from Stratford. Way to go. And from Ingersoll, we have Sandra coming through. Way to go, Sandra. Good job, girl. All right, this is Neil coming in from Ancaster. Great job, Neil. You're under 3:45. This is a great time. All right. This is Patrick from Yashin from Montreal. Way to go. And Steve from Kamoka. And from Guelph, we have Courtney coming through. Way to go, Courtney. Great time. A lot of happy marathoners coming through right now because this is an amazing time. Way to go, Charles. Way to go, Jennifer, coming through right now. Good for you guys. All right, here we got another puller coming through. This is Eora from Mississauga and Jennifer from Mississauga coming through. Whole bunch of people coming through. Teresa, Jeanette, and Jeff. And Sonia coming through. Jeff is from London. Hamilton is represented by Bill coming through right now. Eric Phillips from Mount Pleasant. And from Calgary, we have Tara and Paul Dickens from Dundas. From Aurelia, Miranda. Kelly from Fort McMurray. And from Aurora, Drew coming in. All right. And this is Catherine from Toronto. Where's Toronto? Oh. All right, and this is Rebecca and Navin from Toronto. Irene, a lot of people from Toronto. I wonder why they're running. our results posted at the stage. So results are posted. If you guys are looking for results over at the subway tent or information tent, we have Tina Perilli from Bradford coming through. Way to go, Tina. All right, this is James and Alexander from Whitby and from Verdun coming through. And from Oakville, we have Chris and Lisa, both from Oakville coming through. And Neelan from Grimsby coming through right now. And Anik Gagne from Angus coming through. Way to go. Good for you. So yes, results are posted. Subway tent, wall. All right, good strong finish from Anik, from Elaine, from Michael, and from Mario. Way to go, guys. From Hannon, we got Robert coming through now. Liz and Holly from Toronto and Hummelston. And from Mississauga, we have Dave Crow coming through. From Thorold, we have Sarah and Duncan from Burlington and Dory Ricci from Mississauga. We have Donna Burns from Sydney coming through. Way to go and welcome. We have Brenda coming through from Vineland and from Paris. We have Amy. We have Derek from Columbus coming through. Is that Columbus, Ohio? All right. How do we get all these space money from the U.S.? All right. This is Heather Patton from... Oh, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one. Man. Okay. This is Anne-Marie Reed from Ottawa. From Burlington, we have Joe and Francois, both coming in together. Way to go, guys. And who's this? We have Karen. Karen is from Owen Sound. Way to go, girl. Nice marathon under the belt. 3:45, very respectable. Great time. Is this Cara from Calgary? Yeah, good time. Excellent time. This is Simon Taylor from Oakville, folks. And this is Natalie from Waterdown coming through. And Denise from Mississauga. From Simcoe, this is Bob.
His name's Rebecca.
All right, we've got Bob and David and Ian and Fred Moore coming in now. Fred is from Toronto and from Youngstown. We have Sean coming through. Andrea Walker from St. Catharines coming through strong. Way to go, girl. And this is David Singer from Toronto. Way to go, David. Another marathoner coming in. David Liddell from Brampton. Folks, you got to know, any of the marathoners coming in right now are well above the average pace. So, Elizabeth, good for you, girl, because you are in the top 15 to 20%. Both of you guys are. That was Mariana from Collingwood. Yeah, these girls are probably in the top. Here we've got someone else coming in. Another girl from Grimsby, Alexandra. Way to go, and Igor from Brampton. Way to go. So any woman finishing the marathon right now is probably in the top 20 to 25% of marathoners. Rob from Pickering is probably in the top 40% of men running in the world. Joyce Tate from Newmarket, good for you. Ancaster is represented by Ian, just coming through right now. Rolf from Toronto coming through. Way to go. Matthew and Patrick from Rochester and Mississauga coming through. Yeah, these guys are definitely well above the average pace for a man finishing time. Here comes Dana. Dana is from Mississauga. She is... And Roblin from Hamilton. Amazing time. Good for you guys. Stacy and who do we have? From Newmarket we have time. And Carolyn from Oakville. From Grimsby, we have David and Robert McPherson from Toronto coming through right now. And Heather, way to go from Mississauga. Great time, girl. Excellent. And this is Devin McBride from Georgetown. Way to go, man. So 4 hours, I would say, isn't even the halfway point in terms of finishing times. All right, Samantha, way to go. Arif from Markham, way to go. Excellent job, excellent job. Here we got, all right, Ming from Toronto coming through. Way to go, buddy. And Kwong from Markham coming through. Two Markhamers. Rick from, and Ann from Owen Sound. All these Markham people coming through. This is Bob from Grimsby. Interesting connection to Hamilton. Markham's connection to Hamilton, anybody know? No, the mayor of Markham, Frank Scarpitti, is actually born here in Hamilton. All right, Elaine from Mississauga, and from Ancaster, Craig just flew through the finish line. Yeah, Frank Scarpitti is the mayor of Markham, but he was actually born here in Hamilton. Kind of an interesting stat. All right, this is Joe Murray coming in from St. Catharines. Way to go, Joe. All right, this is Sue Shikazi from Halliburton coming through. Way to go, Sue. Good for you. Excellent thing. Hey, Sue's going to Boston. Way to go. Ashley from, where are you from, Ashley? She's got headphones on, so she can't hear me. All right, and who's this? This is Paul from Ancaster. From Beansville. Did I say that right? Okay, this is Marilyn and Jennifer from Ottawa, St. Catharines, Joan, and Frank Thomas from Kitchener. Frank Thomas. Is that who it is? Okay, I thought that name was familiar. Okay, Brad and Jared and Amy from Whitby coming through. Way to go, Amy. Good for you, girl. All right, we got some hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Yeah, number 440. Who's that? Is that Christine and Allison coming in from Collingwood and St. Catharines? Way to go, guys. And is that Leon from Richmond Hill? And from Lucan, we have Bruce and Rob from London, and from Ottawa, Allison, just going through right now. All right, we got a couple more marathoners coming through. Very, very respectable times. Bob and Karen from Niagara-on-the-Lake and St. Catharines. Way to go, guys. Great, great time. All right, here's Sarah from Georgetown coming through. Way to go, Sarah. Great time. Great finish. Excellent job. Who do we got here? This is John and Dino. John is from Yorkton and Dino's from Mississauga. Sarah is from Burlington, and from Bowmanville we have Sam. Ruben from Monrovia. Wow. Ajax has Norma. There's Norma just went through the finish. Andre just came through, and Joseph and Stefan from Burlington, Aurelia, and Kitchener. And Sal from Ancaster's coming through. And Deanna from London. Way to go, Deanna. Good for you, girl. Now, if I say a man's name when a woman comes through, that means she has his bib, because he couldn't run this one. Okay, this is Derek Wilson from Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York? No, Brooklyn, Ontario. Okay, this is Ted Beck from North York. And from Grimsby, we have Edward coming through the finish right now. All right, and this is Martha coming through. Just kidding, Mark. Way to go, Mark. Okay, and Carrie from Mississauga, and Mary from Burlington. Way to go. We also got Suzanne Walkerfield from Pickering coming through. And here comes Mary. There you go, Mary. All over. You get a nice warm jacket now, some soup. Oh, by the way, speaking of food, if anyone's hungry, can you bring me back something when you get something to eat for yourself? All right, this is Gerald. Gerald is from North Bay and is probably heating up really because this is like summer for him. All right, Jane and Joel and Jessica McDonald from Marysville. From Oakville, John just coming through. From Stouffville, Ross. Way to go, guys. There's lots of food being sold today. Most of it is being sold and money's being raised for charity. Who is this? Is this Ross or Bernard? Bernard. Way to go. All right, and Jerry and Carlo coming through. Terry Woods coming through. Way to go, Terry. Terry is from Stittsville. That's near Ottawa. And Pittsburgh we just had. From Ajax, Karen. I said Pittsville, Pittsburgh. Pittsville is Pittsburgh with here. All right, from Toronto, this is Cheryl coming through this finish line under 3:55. Way to go, guys. You're all under 3:55. This is Bethan, James, Carol, and Barbara from Toronto. Good for you, Barbara. Under 3:55. Yep, you did it. All right, Barry Kemp from Nepean is coming in right now, and so is Kevin from Toronto. You guys came in under 3:55 position time. And this is Alistair coming through now, and Bruce Wilson, and from London, Sonia and Yvonne from Shipshaw. Three times fast. Okay, and Mike from Chatham coming through. Way to go, Mike. Good job, Mike. And Shane from Kincardine, and Lancaster's Robert coming through. Robert Gilchrist. Way to go, buddy. Excellent job, man. And Brendan from Toronto's passing through now. All right, good job, guys. This is Pierre Roy from Montreal, who has a new mayor, I believe. Jeff Chung from Toronto, who needs a new mayor. Great segue. Montreal's okay. All right, Elizabeth Dowley from Hamilton, Justin Berry from Brownville, and from Burlington, Stephanie Lane going through, right? All right, and who's this? This is Ken and Donna Walsh from Brampton, and from Burlington we have Jen coming through right now. Good for you, Jen. And Karen Fry from Mississauga, Jim Emerson. Here he comes. Good strong finish from Karen from Hamilton. She is a local. Wow. I couldn't have written that, that whole Montreal thing. That was great. Montreal did have a by-election. Yeah, they were not a by-election. They had their municipal elections in Quebec actually yesterday. This is Adore from Dundas. Way to go, man. And here comes Susan Bernard from Stony Creek. And from Waterloo, this is Andrea going through right now. A whole bunch of people coming through. Lori and Tim and Pete coming through. And from Burlington, Paulette coming through. Good for you, Paulette. Richard from Oakville, and from Scarborough we have Mario. Helen from Waterloo, and from Milton we have John. Blair's coming through from Toronto, and from Mississauga, Daniel Zuko. Vincent Lund from Toronto, and Lisa Purdy from Toronto. Oh, it's okay. She's almost there. We're almost there. And this is what you get being a marathoner. Good for you. Way to go. I wish I had his name on the screen, but I don't. Way to go. Thank you for helping a fellow marathoner. And Lauren coming in from Oakville. Way to go, girl. All right, girls, Victoria and Tim coming through from Whitby. We have Tim, John coming through from London, and from Barrie, Jean, Tammy Penny from Hamilton, unknown scene timer coming in too. Rebecca Cup, Megan from Pickering and from Ottawa, Natalie from Kentelly, we've got, sorry, I'm just kidding. Oh, okay. From Boca, we have Tracy that just went through. From Woodstock, Kathy, Sam, Kurt, Valerie, Joe, Christy, Andrea from Kitchener, and from New Hamburg, we have Cindy, who's coming through right now. Way to go, Cindy. All right, a couple runners coming in together. We've got another Cindy from New Hamburg. Oh, we know, two Burlington runners, Jennifer and Margaret. Kathleen Crow from Dundas, and from Mississauga we have Rob McPhail. Okay. Sandra Ellis from Hannon, and from Guelph, Toronto we have Peter and David coming through. All right. Matt Helper coming through. Jeff Burrows from Ancaster, from London, Janice. Pernetta from Scarborough, from Toronto, Allison coming through right now. Way to go, Allison. Andrew from Guelph, and from Winnipeg, we've got two runners, Martin and Stephanie, coming through together right now. You guys are both from Winnipeg. Good for you. You came in under 4 hours. Is this the 4 hour? Yes, it is. And Scott, where are you from? Dublin. Wow, we got some great. All right, and this is Chris from Hamilton, and from Sarnia we have Steve coming through. Steve Carey. Jason coming through from Toronto. Good, strong finish. Ouch, his legs are going to hurt. Ed from Guelph. From North York we have Shirley and Jim coming through from Burlington. And Jenny Chan from Calgary is coming through right now. Way to go, Jenny. Good for you. And Damon from Toronto just finished the marathon right at around 4 hours even. There's some great musicians that came from Hamilton too, so I'm going to add some musicians to that. Fred Moore and David coming through. Jane Wright from Amherst, New York, and from Oakville we have Andrew going through right now. All right. Janet Dawn from Hamilton going through. From Toronto, Robert, Paul, and Sally from Toronto, Burlington. From Hillsdale, we have Martin going through. Christina from Toronto. From Pickering, we've got Damon coming through. And Davetta Mom from Burlington coming through now. Good for you. And Cam from Burlington also coming through now. Lots of Burlingtoners. All right. I'm not sure if anyone knows this, but Daniel Lenoir is from Hamilton. He's a big musician. Shannon coming through from Toronto. Way to go, Shannon. And who's this? Jess Elliott from Ottawa. Way to go. And all the way from Belleville, we have Gary Carl coming through. And from Canada, we have Vincent coming through. Way to go. Oh, yeah? And now we've got Michael Brown coming in from Oakville. Way to go, Michael. Jennifer Wild from Oakville. From Kitchener, we have Whitney Wolf and Robert Fraser from Toronto, from Adam from Toronto. Amy Moore from North Bay. From London, we have Brian and Mark coming in together. And Margaret won. No, she didn't win, but that's her name when she's from North York. Way to go, Margaret. Diane Hinchleywood from Hamilton coming through. Did I say that right? Pretty close, eh? Way to go. Good for you, Diane. And who's this? We have Joan Ramsey from Mississauga coming through. Way to go, Joan. Great time. And who's this? Shoot, your chip didn't go off. And Carol Fraser from Owen Sound is coming through. Way to go, Carol. Good for you. And Larry Wayne from Richmond Hill, and from Madison, Jenny. Is this Madison, New York? Maybe. Can't hear me. fish down here floating on. Okay, Fred. Fred is from Toronto. Way to go, Fred. All right, we've got Aaron Collin from Oakville coming through. Way to go, man. Woohoo!
Am I done yet?
All right, this is Beth from St. Clair coming in. Way to go, Beth. Good job, girl. All right, and running strong is Robin Bassett from Guelph. Way to go. Well, actually, what's the Guelph connection to Hamilton right now? Does anybody know? Are you guys from Hamilton? No, you're just CFL lovers. All right. Okay, Teresa from Ottawa is coming through. Way to go. From Guelph, we have Michelle coming through. Way to go, Michelle. Great time. Okay, so if you didn't hear that, that connection from Guelph and Hamilton is Hamilton Ticats are playing in Guelph right now where the Griffins play in, that's right, in the University of Guelph Stadium there. And next weekend is the start of the CFL playoffs, and Hamilton is playing Montreal. Okay, who's coming through? Michael, or no, that's Nancy Richards and Heather coming through from Dilsenburg. Dilsenburg, does anybody know what grows in Dilsenburg? Toronto is represented by Robert coming in right now, and Ian Service from Guelph. And Crystal Jacobs from Kitchener. Way to go, Crystal. Okay, I know you know what's growing in. It is tobacco, but I thought everybody was thinking of something else there. Stefan from Dresden and Catherine from Oakville coming through. Way to go, guys. Good for you. And Justin Hicks from St. Clair Shores coming through. Woo! Good for you, bud. Young guy to be running a marathon. Good for him. Joanna from St. Catharines coming through, and from London we have Rochelle coming through. Rochelle. That's a famous movie that's on Seinfeld. Remember that? Rochelle. Okay. Shelley and Cindy and Paul Grant from Guelph, and from St. Thomas. A couple more St. Thomasers coming through. Way to go. Cindy Evans from St. Thomas. Carol from St. John's. All right. From Mississauga, we have Karen and Trevor from Simcoe. From Richmond Hill, we have Alan and who do we have here? Deb from St. Thomas is crossing right now. Way to go, Deb. All right.
Okay, great.
That's Ira Trevor's coming through. Lisa from Chatsworth. Where's Chatsworth? Where? Near Owen Sound. Okay. From London, there goes Steve Black. And here comes John from East York, Ontario. He doesn't want to say Toronto, and we all know why. All right. Maxie from Montreal coming through. All right. So who's the new mayor of Montreal? Do you guys know? You're Montreal. No? I don't know. I was just seeing if anybody knew. Eddie from Hamilton, and from London, Gerald and Stephanie from Waterloo coming through. Way to go, Stephanie. And Zoe and Jacqueline from Scarborough and Hamilton. From Barrie, we have Blair coming through too. Way to go, Blair. All right, and Lemon from Owen Sound, and from Toronto, Salim and John Sinclair from Brampton, and John B from Toronto. Way to go, John. All right. So we have Rob from Cambridge coming through now. Way to go, Rob. Good for you, buddy. Another marathon under the belt. Peter Larson from Thornhill coming through. Hey, Peter, how you doing? He's a Rocky Road runner, are ya? Yeah, you are. Pretty sure you are. All right, good, strong finish from Pat Bester from Elmira. Way to go, Pat. And Steve Wolf from Stony Creek just passed. Here we go. Here comes Steve. Well, welcome, Victoria. Elizabeth Brady is from Victoria, so welcome to the finish. Fred Moore from Toronto and Lorenza from Hamilton. And Maria Borg from Burlington coming through. And from Thornhill, we have Angela coming through right now. Way to go. Put your hands in the air. All right, and who is this? This is Brenda East. And she's also, ironically, coming from the East. Way to go, Brenda. Good for you. Yeah, you get a nice warm soup now. And this is Eleni from Hamilton, and from Burlington we have Greg Redford. He kind of looks like Paul. All right, and Matt Armstrong from Ottawa coming through strong. Way to go. So I'm not sure if everyone knows this, but a big marathon record in Canada was broken a couple of weeks ago. Who do we got coming in? Lisa Turnbull from Toronto, and Petronia from Mississauga, and from Waterdown, Kim. James Lee's coming in from Mississauga, and Claire Cramp from Toronto. Way to go, guys. And Penny from Oakville coming through strong. Way to go. Good for you. So yeah, big, the women's marathon, Canadian all-time record, which held for 28 years. Who's this? This is Christine Funk from Ajax, and from Mississauga, Don Ball, from Grimsby, Ron. And Fred Moore's coming in from Toronto, and who do we have? Rosalie Russell from Dundas, and oh wait a minute, no, she's from St. John's, I'm sorry. Kathleen from Dundas, and from Lucan we have Kelly. And Frederick is coming in from Mercier. Yeah, so the 28-year-old record from Sylvia Ruger, a huge Canadian hero, was broken 2 weeks ago. Here comes Larry and Heather Gardner from Toronto. Way to go. Good for you. All right, we have an escorted Leanne coming through from Toronto. Way to go, Leanne. Good for you. This is Varro from King City, and from Stony Street we have Ted coming through. Scott Hutchison from Curtis coming through. And Trevor Morgan from Barrie. Mississauga has Patricia Mello coming through right now. All right, and Mark is coming in from Ancaster. Way to go, Mark. So Lainey and Krista Duchesne actually is the other. Here comes Bob from Ancaster and Trish from Welland. Way to go, Steve. Way to go from Waterloo. So Krista is here. And Dwayne is coming in from Burlington. Way to go, man. And she is actually at the McDonald's Ronald House. Philip from Canada, and from Woodbridge, Dolores Fernandez coming through. McDonald's house, selling books for Virginia. All right. Julia Drake from Ontario. Where in Ontario, Julia? Kitchener is represented by Don Young, and Charles Smith is from Toronto. Way to go, Charles. And we have Robert from Trenton and Kathleen from Midland coming through. Way to go, Kathleen. She's happy. All right. Wilt from Wheatley, and from Kitchener we have David coming through now. Way to go, David. And Derek Comfort from Oakville. Another ironic last name, Comfort. He'll be a lot more comfortable once he crosses that finish line. And Julie from Brampton, finishing strong, along with Seth and Jessica, who just passed from Chatham. All right, Seth. Seth was from, Brampton, from Thorn. Oh no, he's from Thornhill. Vaughn has Brian coming through. Linda had from Innisfil, and from Guelph we have Miranda going through. Ashley from Kitchener coming through. Peter Hanna from Sydney coming through. Trevor from Cambridge, and Andrea from Aurora. From Scarborough we have James Cool and Starshine from Columbus. What a great name. All of our faces are from the U.S. Wow, what a great name though. Starshine Blackbird. Catherine Wood from Burlington is coming in now. Way to go, Catherine. And we've got Andrew Lynn from Toronto. And from Lansing we have Glenn Wilson coming in strong. Way to go. All right, to Angie and Karen from Stratford and Kitchener coming in together, you guys. Way to go. Good for you, girls. You know, I always love coming to Hamilton, and this is the third time I'm doing the announcing here at this event. And I have a lot of respect for people from Hamilton. A lot of great things came out of Hamilton. If it wasn't for Hamilton, Canada just wouldn't be the same country. So we all should be grateful. Jim. Way to go. From Port Stanley, way to go. From Toronto, we have Sarah coming through right now. Did you know that the ability for women to vote came out of Hamilton? Yeah. Out of lobbying from Hamilton, believe it or not. All right. And Nicholas from Waterdown is coming through. Way to go, Nicholas. Some really cool social issues came out of Hamilton. Kara from North York coming through. Way to go, Kara. So things like workman's compensation. So for all you conservatives out there, you're going to like this next little spiel. Workman's compensation and the 8-hour work week, their work day, came out of Hamilton. And this is George from Pittsburgh. Way to go, George. From Mississauga, we have Sue Bell coming through too. All right, that's cool. All right. We have Kyle from Windsor coming through. And who else do we got coming through? Chip didn't go off.